Seniors, even just one of these daily habits can restore muscle strength like you're 40 again. Did you know muscle deterioration starts earlier than you think? Every year after 40, you're losing 1 to 3% of your strength. But here's what's shocking. This muscle loss isn't inevitable. Scientists at Harvard Medical School discovered certain seniors in their 70s and 80s maintain the strength of people decades younger. These super agers aren't just functioning. They're thriving with independence other seniors lost years ago. Before we proceed to the main content, let's talk about sarcopenia. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, affects over 50 million seniors worldwide. By age 80, most people have lost half their muscle mass compared to their younger years. This silent condition sends more than 300,000 elderly people to hospitals each year from falls. But the damage goes beyond physical injuries. Muscle weakness steals independence. Simple actions like getting out of a chair, climbing stairs, or carrying groceries become daily struggles. This leads to decreased mobility, isolation, and declining quality of life. Most troubling? Medical professionals rarely address this condition properly. The standard advice of just stay active isn't enough to prevent the molecular changes happening in aging muscles. The 7 habits I'll share today come directly from studies at Harvard Medical School, the Mayo Clinic, and the Buck Institute for Research on Aging. These aren't general wellness tips, they're targeted interventions that address the biological mechanisms of muscle preservation. Let's start with the most powerful habit researchers at Tufts University called the most effective anti-aging drug ever discovered. 1. Progressive resistance training, the foundation habit. The most crucial difference between exceptionally strong seniors and average ones. Progressive resistance training that continuously challenges your muscles. Your body operates on a use it or lose it principle with one critical exception. You must progressively challenge muscles to maintain them. Walking or gentle water aerobics simply won't preserve muscle mass past 60. Here's how superagers approach resistance training differently. First, they focus on intensity, not duration. Research from McMaster University found that 2 weeks of high-intensity resistance training, reaching temporary muscle failure, produced greater muscle gains than 5 weeks of moderate exercise. When muscles reach the point where proper form can't continue, it triggers protein synthesis for up to 72 hours afterward. Second, they emphasize compound movements that engage multiple muscle groups simultaneously. Modified versions of squats, deadlifts, rows, pushes, and pulls create stronger hormonal responses than isolated exercises like bicep curls or leg extensions. Third, they implement progressive overload, gradually increasing difficulty over time. Using the same weights month after month leads to stagnation because muscles adapt to consistent stress. Superagers track their workouts and challenge themselves to improve each session. Fourth, they emphasize eccentric, lowering portions of exercises, which research shows particularly benefit aging muscles. Lowering weights slowly creates greater muscle tension without stressing joints. Just 2 30-minute sessions weekly can dramatically impact your aging trajectory. For safety, work with a trainer initially, then gradually increase intensity to your appropriate level. 2. Preserving neural connections to muscles. When muscles weaken with age, the problem isn't just the muscle fibers themselves. The critical connection between your nervous system and muscles, neuromuscular junctions, often degenerates faster than the muscle tissue. Think of these junctions as power outlets supplying electricity to your muscles. When they deteriorate, accelerating after age 60, no amount of protein or exercise helps if your brain can't communicate with your muscles. University of Michigan research shows superagers maintain significantly better neuromuscular connections than average seniors. More exciting, scientists have identified specific behaviors that preserve or repair these vital links. First priority, coordination exercises requiring precise execution of predetermined movements. Activities like Tai Chi, dancing, tennis, or ping pong strengthen brain pathways to muscles better than conventional exercise. These activities force your nervous system to recruit muscle fibers in specific patterns. A 2020 study showed seniors participating in coordination-demanding activities twice weekly preserved neuromuscular connections, 31% better than those doing conventional exercise. Second approach, compounds supporting neuromuscular health. Evidence suggests alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine prevent oxidative damage at the nerve-muscle junction. Even more promising, certain B1 forms like benfotiamine and huperzine, from Chinese club moss, boost acetylcholine, the primary neurotransmitter for muscle activation. Some superagers use breathing techniques that stimulate the vagus nerve, regulating neuromuscular transmission. Simple practices like box breathing, inhale 4 counts, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4, can increase neural activation of muscles by 15% in just 5 minutes daily. 3. The Micronutrient Master Plan. While most dietary recommendations focus on macronutrients, protein, carbohydrates, fats, exceptionally strong seniors pay careful attention to specific micronutrients that facilitate protein synthesis and muscle function. These essential nutrients act as enablers. Without them, no amount of protein or exercise will prevent muscle loss. Magnesium takes precedence, what University of Vermont researchers call the forgotten electrolyte for muscle health. This mineral is essential for over 300 enzymatic reactions involved in muscle function, yet more than 70% of seniors are deficient. A 2021 American Journal of Clinical Nutrition study found seniors with adequate magnesium levels had 30% stronger grip strength and significantly higher physical performance than those with even slightly low levels. Superagers supplement with highly bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate or threonate while consuming magnesium-rich foods daily: dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, dark chocolate. Next comes creatine, not just for young bodybuilders. McMaster University research, 2015, showed creatine supplementation significantly improved older adults' muscle mass, strength, and cognitive function compared to strength training alone. Just 3 to 5 grams daily enhances muscle energy production and water content, creating an anabolic environment. Methylated B12 deserves special attention. Our ability to absorb B12 declines with age due to decreased stomach acid production. Worse, commonly prescribed medications like proton pump inhibitors and metformin severely deplete this vital vitamin. Deficiency affects both neuronal function and muscle energy generation. Superagers typically supplement with methylcobalamin, the active form, rather than cheaper cyanocobalamin found in most multivitamins. Mineral cofactors like zinc, selenium, and chromium play equally crucial roles facilitating protein synthesis and insulin sensitivity, essential for nutrient transport to muscle tissue. 4. The inflammation management protocol. What do remarkably strong elderly individuals have in common? Consistently low inflammation levels. Researchers now understand that inflammaging, chronic low-grade inflammation, is a key driver of muscle deterioration in seniors. This quiet inflammatory process breaks down muscle protein faster than the body can replace it. Even worse, inflammation blocks anabolic signals that normally promote muscle growth in response to exercise and protein. A landmark Tufts University study found seniors with the highest inflammatory markers lost muscle mass 3 times faster than those with lowest levels, regardless of protein intake or exercise habits. Superagers who maintain youthful strength employ specific anti-inflammatory strategies most seniors overlook. Their first priority, quality sleep, achieved by maintaining consistent bedtimes and sleeping in completely darkened rooms. Sleep deprivation can accelerate muscle atrophy by increasing inflammatory cytokines up to 40%. Second, they carefully monitor gut health. Groundbreaking University of California research shows age-related gut flora changes directly cause systemic inflammation. Superagers consume diverse plant foods, 30-plus varieties weekly, natural probiotics from fermented foods, and various fiber sources daily. Third, they strategically plan workout intensity. Regular movement is essential, but seniors should avoid constant high-intensity workouts that might increase inflammation. Typical superagers exercise moderately most days, with brief intense intervals just once or twice weekly. Finally, they regularly consume specific anti-inflammatory compounds. Omega-3 fatty acids, 2 to 3 grams daily from fatty fish or supplements, curcumin, turmeric, and polyphenol-rich foods, berries, green tea, extra virgin olive oil. University of California researchers discovered age-related gut bacteria shifts can increase inflammatory markers up to 29% in just 12 weeks. A simple blood test measuring high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, hsCRP, helps monitor inflammation levels. While average seniors have levels 3 to 5 times higher, superagers typically maintain readings below 1.0 milligrams per liter. 5. Optimizing vitamin D, the muscle vitamin. Did you know the muscle vitamin is deficient in over 80% of seniors? Vitamin D deficiency is the silent strength killer affecting most elderly populations. Vitamin D doesn't just nourish bones. Harvard University scientists discovered vitamin D activates genes involved in muscle building and synthesis. Your muscle cells contain vitamin D receptors that, when triggered, initiate crucial growth processes. A groundbreaking study in JAMA Internal Medicine revealed seniors with excellent vitamin D levels demonstrated 25% greater muscle strength than those with inadequate levels. They also showed markedly improved reaction time, coordination, and balance, all critical for preventing falls. Vitamin D deficiency is defined as levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter, but superagers consistently maintain optimal levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter. What vitamin D strategies work best? While sunlight exposure helps, its effectiveness decreases with age. Our skin's vitamin D production drops 50% between ages 20 to 65 when exposed to sunlight. The standard daily recommendation of 600 IU is woefully inadequate. Research indicates most seniors need 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily to achieve proper levels. Include vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified dairy products. Plus aim for 15 to 20 minutes of direct midday sun exposure when possible. One important caution: without sufficient vitamin K2, found in fermented foods and certain animal products, high-dose vitamin D supplementation may cause arterial calcification rather than directing calcium to bones. This overlooked nutrient interaction could determine your success. Consult your doctor for blood testing to determine your body's specific vitamin D needs, then maintain levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter to prevent muscle wasting. 6. Strategic protein timing. While protein quantity is a major concern for seniors, research suggests protein timing may be even more critical. Scientists describe the gradual decline in protein utilization with age as anabolic resistance. Journal of Nutrition research revealed seniors shouldn't consume all protein at once, but instead distribute it throughout the day. Here's the crucial point: your muscles have a 3 to 4 hour window of opportunity for protein synthesis following each meal. Most seniors make the mistake of getting most protein at dinner, missing opportunities throughout the day to build muscle. The optimal approach: spread meals throughout the day, aiming for 25 to 30 grams of quality protein each time. Replace breakfast cereal or toast with eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. Continue this pattern at lunch and dinner, with lean meats, fish, dairy, or vegetarian sources like lentils and beans. This timing strategy alone can enhance muscle protein synthesis by 25% compared to consuming the same amount concentrated in fewer meals. A 12-week University of Texas study found participants following this method gained an average of 1.2 pounds of muscle without changing any other lifestyle factors. For muscle strength, when you eat protein, matters as much as how much you consume. 7. Harnessing hormetic stress. One of the most paradoxical practices strong 80-year-olds employ is subjecting themselves to hormetic stressors, specific types of mild stress that strengthen the body. Hormesis describes the phenomenon where substances toxic at high doses produce beneficial effects at lower exposures. The saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," literally applies to muscle preservation. Buck Institute for Research on Aging studies show brief exposures to certain stresses trigger cellular defense mechanisms that preserve and enhance muscle function well into the 80s. Temperature variation is the primary hormetic stressor superagers utilize. These temperature shifts activate brown fat, increase mitochondrial biogenesis, and trigger adiponectin, a hormone protecting muscle tissue from breakdown. Brief cold exposure, ending showers with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water or quick cold plunges, provides significant benefits. Saunas and hot tubs work similarly, activating heat shock proteins that protect and repair muscle cells. A Finnish study found 10 years of regular sauna use, 4 to 7 times weekly, associated with 40% less muscle loss compared to non-sauna users. Intermittent fasting represents the second hormetic stressor. Superagers restrict food consumption to an 8 to 10 hour window daily to enhance muscle quality and stimulate autophagy, the cellular cleaning process. This approach improves muscle mitochondrial activity by up to 10% in just 12 weeks, according to Salk Institute research. Powerful but brief muscle contractions form the third hormetic stressor. Overcoming isometrics, repeatedly pushing or pulling immovable objects maximally for 5 to 10 seconds, is common among superagers. These short, intense contractions signal muscle cells to remain large and active without overtaxing joints. The intermittent nature of these stresses provides their power. They must be brief, with ample recovery time. When properly administered, these controlled stresses activate longevity genes including FOXOs and sirtuins, which primarily aim to preserve muscle mass during aging. Start gradually with these practices, building tolerance over time. You're aiming for gentle, beneficial stress, not overwhelming your system. There you have it. 7 research-backed habits explaining how certain 80-year-olds maintain remarkable strength while others struggle with basic tasks. Which habit will you implement first? Start with progressive resistance training if you choose just one thing from this video. Building strength today will pay dividends for your independence tomorrow. If you found this information valuable, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based health content. Share it with someone who could benefit, and let me know in the comments which of these habits surprised you most. Thank you for investing time in your long-term health and strength.